who's getting which hero to dominate the mid lane with, which is apparently what we're going to focus on today. So far, no IO, no Lone Druid, no Nature's Prophet. Those are the heroes that Na'Vi removed. And yeah, Beastmaster is still in, Chen Enchantress are still in. If I'm Vega, I might leave both in so that you have a chance to pick up either. Although in that case, it would probably be Na'Vi that picks up one of picks the Beastmaster, and then Vega will pick up Chen or Enchantress, and Na'Vi will pick up the other one.
Vega actually play offlane Enchantress though. They don't do support Enchantress. Mag plays it.
Yeah, that's a strong part about it. And you can put it both in the offlane and jungle.
Can we? Yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice.
They're taking their time though. They're definitely thinking about whether they should ban the Chen or not.
There's so many heroes you want to ban out here. Like,
yeah.
You just gotta pick your poison, I guess.
Would you ban out Chen or Enchantress?
I think Chen,
Na'Vi play. Or Beastmaster. You gotta choose.
They could let the Chen through and then pick up the bounty hunter.
Hmm.
Like it's a pretty decent counter to it.
It's true.
And I know Vega can play it.
Depends on what you want to get though. Like, do you want the Beastmaster? You're probably gonna ban.
Their spirit is banned out.
Interesting.
What is the priority that Na'Vi is going to give? Because they're going to get get either Enchantress or Chen, because there's no way that Vega will pick up both. They pick Enchantress and Invoker as their first two.
I think it's a decent counter because I know Na'Vi love to combo the Beastmaster with the Invoker. It's just the synergy is ridiculous with the Sunstrike and Roar. So, oh boy, this is it.
I kind of feel like Na'Vi is always getting what they want, no matter what's banned. Well, Vengeful Spirit is banned out. As you mentioned, that was one of the ones that you have to be really careful for. Looking at support combinations that are heavily favored for combining it with the Chen and maybe being able to throw out a lot of aggression towards that mid lane. Which combinations for support would you like to see? Witch Doctor?
I need, like, that's Na'Vi's bread and butter. You know, you pick the Witch Doctor with the single target lockdown. You also have the sustain for the push.
10 seconds remaining.
I think Rubik is also pretty good, but not against these kind of heroes. But in general, he pairs up very well with Shen.
Yeah, they don't really like they like having a healer hero that sits mid to protect Endy, basically. And Rubik's not really that great at defensive support.
That's true.
He's very good at, like, if you're roaming with the Chen, but they don't really play that kind of style.
They've already removed Oracle in terms of saving people from Aurora, perhaps?
Yeah.
Which other heroes could do that? I mean, OD is in the pool, but obviously there's already an Invoker for Vega. What other heroes would be good for that?
Abaddon, LC. I'm kind of surprised no one plays Abaddon.
They countered the Witch Doctor as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's very nice against the Shen.
Yeah. The stun lasts
stunned as it creeps.
For so long, yeah.
Super good.
Okay, so they still need kind of follow up for the Beastmaster. They could pick Dead Prophet?
Skywrath?
Skywrath's a good combo, yeah, a lot of magical.
Ooh!
Disruptor. I think they have like 80% winning with that hero.
Yeah, it's very hard.
Ridiculous. This patch.
It's good against the Witch Doctor. When he death wards, you can always glimpse him to cancel it.
Yeah, Soneko is a god as well. On Soneko and Disruptor, I mean.
So you're confident that Enchantress will be played by Mag this game?
They play it like that. I'm not 100% confident.
What would you prefer to see here?
I think you need to put the Eng on like a roaming role.
To deal with the Chen.
I don't think you can put it static in offlane.
It's so difficult to pressure the mid lane from Na'Vi though, as the Enchantress.
You don't even know what hero they have mid. It could be Puck. Gonna pay.
Yeah, exactly. If they pick Puck, it's so difficult.
So yeah, probably most likely it's gonna be offlane Eng.
Because I'm thinking that vision is of course a very important portion. So Beastmaster's already for Na'Vi. They have got the vision there. Now looking towards Vega, if they're going to put Enchantress on the offlane, they have a slot for perhaps a Bounty Hunter that's still in the pool for that vision, and for perhaps dealing with the Chen as well, and maybe help make the mid lane a little bit more tough for Dendy by removing Courier if they get the chance. Or if they have Enchantress support, Batrider is still in the pool as well.
Batrider into Disruptor is not great. You know, the glimpse just destroys you.
It's not that bad actually, if you can jump from Fog. The glimpse just kind of sends you back.
Jumping from Fog is very difficult against a Beastmaster.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They'll leave it
the bottom.
There's the bottom indeed.
Bottom without setup.
You have the magical damage though, like you roar and you leap in, it's so much damage. You can follow up with arrow.
And they can put it in mid as well.
Yeah.
And the leap to help the push. Aha.
I really like when people pick these strength heroes that have generally slow attack speed with Invoker though. The alacrity just buffs them so much.
Yeah, and they like Sven a lot. They have had a lot of success with it as well.
Wind Ranger's the last ban for Vega.
Windrunners, they're always go-to against the Sven.
Yes, and they do have Mirana, so there is a chance that Mirana is played by Denby and have something else for Dijara. We still have
it could be like a draw
a
lineup.
Drow Ranger in the pool. Was it what I gonna say? Yeah.
I don't know. I think Quap is. You need magical burst. Well, Mirana has a lot, but
5 seconds.
it wouldn't be bad. It's very mobile. It's difficult for Enchantress to gank.
Now, Batrider still removed by.
Okay, so this is when we find out if it is an offline Enchantress or a support.
Navi is expecting it to be a support as they ban out the Batrider. And if it is a support Enchantress, which other offlaners are we overlooking?
I think it's
here?
very difficult to play offlane Enchantress because against Mirana. You know, you're
if you're arrowed, you're dead.
She has so much magical burst as well.
Yep.
So it probably will be.
You don't even need to be arrowed. You just need to be in the static storm.
Maybe
static field.
Tide Hunter isn't terrible.
It's not terrible, but you have a Chen and Disruptor.
Yeah, you're never gonna be able to get a proper.
The Void.
Void is pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
5 seconds.
It's Disruptor's pretty good against it.
Oh, it will be Earthshaker.
Oh boy.
Navi's turn to pick.
That's nice against the creeps and stuff. Super good.
Yeah, but the Navi goes so early. You know, you don't really have time.
Yeah, you're not gonna have a blink.
No.
You just have to run into them.
And your Fisher has such a long cooldown. Does what 200 and odd magic damage. Not really.
Yeah, you need a tiny Tossy. It's fine.
Okay, so Navi's last pick. What are we thinking? Still Queen of Pain?
Yeah, Queen of Pain.
I think they could go draw.
Hook works.
Puck is really good.
5 seconds remaining.
They could definitely go draw, yes.
Oh,
Zeus.
None of the above.
Deal with the Earthshaker, Blink Dagger. Just slow them down. A lot of magical burst as well for
Zeus is
Enchantress.
really
Even
easily
extra
ganked
vision.
though.
Yeah. This is pretty risky actually.
Because last time I saw Dendy play Zeus, he has died all the time.
It's very risky.
Is there a
they just
chance
go
they're
on him
gonna
all
put
the time.
Mirana mid on Dijara and put Zeus safe lane?
No,
Is-
even
is
when
that-
they swapped it, then you went to the safe lane.
I think they need to sit him mid, be ready for the ganks coming in, and it's fine.
Mid lane 10v10, or 5v5, let's go.
So the draft is done, the boxes have appeared. Which box do you favor? You're sticking with...
I'm gonna change. I'm gonna go with Vega Squadron. I think the Zeus is gonna have a hard time, even though they do protect Andy a lot. I think just throw it out there.
Okay.
I think the Navi's gonna have this, if they can protect Dendy. And I think they're gonna do it, so...
Who am I to
10
debate
seconds
the
remaining.
person that says he got smarter every day? And has a great
5 seconds
view of strategic Dota right now. So I will go for Navi. Let's find
job,
out what our
Cheever.
commentators think. It is time for game number 1 of Vega versus Navi with LD and Rascal.
Prepare for battle.
It's the cute dads cast, as someone on Twitter told me, Andy.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Apparently we're cute dads. We got that going for us.
I'll take it.
Ain't no OD Pixel, but let's
Less
see what we
memes,
can do here.
More commentary.
All right, more Dota. It's coming to you right now, guys. Navi taking on Vega. Vega need the 2-0 to guarantee their spot at the LAN finals. For Navi, they're just pay it. They're
30 seconds to battle.
for Vega to pick, and then Navi, we thought it would be the Dendy Quap, but they went for a Zeus.
I kind of disagree with the Zeus pick, but I know why they pick it. I mean, obviously it's good against Ench. A lot of the heroes on Vega are low health. It's great for stopping blink initiation later into the game as well. Once the, if the Shaker actually gets a blink. But that's kind of the point also that we were saying is this mag offlane Shaker even going to get to blink dagger before Navi just start non-stop pushing, because they do have the lineup for it. But
yeah, I guess the one thing with the Zeus, he doesn't really take objectives particularly well on his own, so they'll be really looking on the Beastmaster and the Chen to get that done.
Yep.
So here we go. We enter the fields of Dota, getting ready for our final day of DreamLeague group stage action. Navi already secured. Vega desperately looking for the 2-0. We're going to see Denny with pretty good creep block here to get things going in the mid lane, and already sitting 3-0 here. So having a great start actually on the Zeus.
That's quite easy to.
First wave.
Yeah, you can't really mess up on the on the first few waves of Zeus, and a lot of players even go like 2 into Arc nowadays, just because it allows you to CS just that much better.
Yeah, so he's gonna have a good time here in the offlane. General playing the Beastmaster. This, at least for me, has been his hero of choice, really off lane of the patch, but he is going to get caught out by a Centaur sub. Great chain stun there, pops the Fairy Fire, and it seems it may be just enough to get away. The Centaur wants him, chasing deep, diving far.
God.
He still survives. He's got another Tango. He worms his way through the trees. General is going to rout the Centaur and sneak away, but he has been driven out of lane very early for fairly low investment here from Vega.
It was one of those plays where a lot of the time he does that, and he like goes on the support to make sure that he's pulling creep aggro. But the problem was he was in a bad position for it. So instead of the lane going in his favor and being able to soak that EXP, you know, you look at Mag right now. He's living the dream. He's actually in experience range. He's going to get a double wave here, which isn't necessarily ideal, but it will allow him to hit level 3 at a very quick timing. And, you know, General's having a much harder start than him right now.
And I do see a Sentry Ward getting planted down here in the bottom lane. Vega, they don't want a lane ward that's going to set up that glimpse later on. So Nico looks like he's doing a spot of pulling. So curious to see where our junglers are going to move. Who do you think's first here? The Chen, the Enchantress, and who are the big targets for each team?
I think you could probably go for a tower dive on General or the Zeus, depending on the information that you have. Knowing where art style is, I think, for Vega is key, because I think that Vega's rotations are more important. So with that being said, I think that Solo is going to be pressured here to make something happen. Because if Dendi just gets a free lane and he never gets pressured when you have Invoker plus Ench, it's like they were saying on the panel as well, you need to try to pressure this hero in the mid lane. Because if you get away with it and you just get to this mid game where you have Ether Lens Veil, your burst damage is going to be ridiculous, and I think that Vega will have a hard time fighting. So I would expect to see Solo move around.
All right, art style does crack level 3, but Mag having a great time in his own off lane. The Earthshaker off to a pretty powerful start here. Hasn't really been punished. Already level 3. Pulling the creep waves back towards the big camp in the bottom lane. So in doing so is also going to get that next wave of XP a bit easier. The offlane Shaker's getting a lot done.
I think Artstyle is just more concerned with getting some levels, getting farm in the early game. It's not like they really need to stop the Shaker from getting farm in the sense that Dityarod's still farming. But at the same time, the offlaner of Na'Vi, it's still only level 2. I mean, it is 3 minutes into the game, but I think they're just controlling their safe lane much more effectively than what Na'Vi are able to do right now. And they also had a creep sitting at the camp, and Artstyle even takes a large camp after the fact, so General's not going to have that to fall back on. And this is actually something that Na'Vi do quite a bit. Artstyle is making the rotation up to help the offlane, which not a lot of teams do.
Well, they know how important it is to get the Roar online, to get the levels on the Beastmaster, and they move in with the Chen army. Bam! First blood. Easy for Artstyle. And they turn now onto FN. General hacking away with his axes. FN swinging that big old sword, but here comes the counter rotation. Enchantress sweeping around the top lane as well. And while that's going on, no one looking for a bit of a dive, but we will see the Enchantress get involved here. Sven does have a Stormbolt, lets it fly. There's the net. Follow-up stun strike comes through, and a counter kill in the top lane. So Beastmaster hits the deck. A 1-for-1 overall, and a lot of movement from the junglers after a fairly quiet start.
And both of them wanted, I guess, to get level 3 or 4 before they go in. Like on Chen, it makes sense because ideally you want the second point into Holy Persuasion for the second creep and whatnot. But still good for Na'Vi to get the first blood going their way, give General some experience, but I suppose he's kind of even things out with Mag. And I also think that it's a bit easier for Beastmaster to have an impact without needing like a Blink Dagger or even like a Book, because a Roar can secure a kill very easily for Na'Vi, whereas you're pretty much only looking for a defensive fissure coming out from Mag for a long time. His blink timing is going to be super integral, I think, to Vega's play.
Oh, so far so good, I guess, to that extent, as he's getting the levels here. Not the best farm, but 8 CS for an offlane Earthshaker. Hey, he's doing better than the Beastmaster, at least.
Yeah.
You see the Wildkin being flapping those wings top.
Artstyle really just loves pressuring the safe lane on Chen. I think, you know, some other teams do this as well, but not quite to the same extent. I think they're very reliant on General's performance and the way that they play the game nowadays. Like his Beastmaster and Batrider have been just key.
And especially when you're running a Zeus mid. Like Queen of Pain can more go for the solo kills, but Zeus is going to need the setup.
I think this is their way of saying, we're going to lock down your supports by just constantly pressuring your safe lane. That way Dendi never has to worry about Solo going in and ganking him. Because look at this movement. They're forcing Solo to go back top. If he doesn't come up here, the Sven's going to be pressured nonstop. The Witch Doctor is in danger of dying even to some of these creeps.
Well, Ench thinking about it. Looks like Bambi wants to have a go here. The Chen army's in quite far. Does bring the mighty Mud Golem to bear. And General will deploy a Boar, and now the Moonlight Shadow already into the game. 5.5 minutes in. Solo looks like he's going to look to retreat out, and General under cover of Invis just waits it out for the time being. Does find that dire courier, but it's speed bursts away to safety. And now the cast comes bouncing through. Let's see if the bounces are right. Back onto Seneko. 3-on-3 here top now. But you always have that global follow-up. The Zeus ult, the Sunstrike. So it's really 4v4. And nobody's going to fight.
And that early Moonlight Shadow was actually helping so much there. Just making it so Vega know they can't commit, right? Because no one has detection. So at this early stage in the game, you have to commit to a Dust, or you have to commit to Sentries on a support who's pretty much not getting anything. Like this Witch Doctor is playing, you know, Goodwill Witch Doctor. He only has like one ward. And
he's got boots, you know.
He's almost got enough for Dust. But that's one of the other things too. I think that Na'Vi abuse a lot with their Mirana. We talk about how it's good against the Ench, but just having the free smoke, that kind of utility, you can't really put a price on, especially when you partner with a Beastmaster. Like, you're getting the information going in, and you're also almost always going to get the jump on the team as long as you're doing a good job at D-warding. So,
and with the Zeus, that only gets easier as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Now
So
you've
much
got
synergy.
2 vision heroes and a lot of burst damage.
They're playing with, like, map hack, more or less.
For now, the Yara still farming bottom lane, keeping more or less even there with the Sven. So having a good start in the safe lane has not shut down the Earthshaker, but we saw the early Moonlight Shadow. Have yet to see him to leave the lane in general. Gets aggressive top. The boars, the axes, and Sioma the Slayer will be forced back, but no escape. The Thunder God's Wrath.
I was about to say,
Finishes him off in the well.
where's the Zeus ulti? Because he definitely had mana for that.
Oh, the Yara having a fish here. Looks for the arrow, but Mag spots it coming. Jukes away. He can leap. Look for the Starfall damage. Is it going to be enough? He gets the double Starfall proc. Secures the kill.
So that had to have just been in range, actually. That was so close to not getting a double there.
And it did get... hold that thought. General, top lane. They've tried to lock him down here. Doesn't have the roar yet, but Hadouken comes through off the mark. The Sunstrike also gonna miss, and he warps his way through the trees. Has the TP out. They have no vision right now. Can they find the Beastmaster in time? He's hanging onto the TP. He's baiting them in deeper. The Chen army just pushing out the lane for now. Creeps wildly searching for the elusive Beastmaster. Truly the Lord of the Wilds, and he hangs onto it. He's gonna get the free send back, I think, and then TP back to lane if he wants.
Yeah, that's the efficient play right there.
Or yeah, there's the send back.
That's gotta be so
Beautiful
disheartening.
stuff from Na'Vi.
They pop God Strength, they pop the stun, and this is another reason why I think we've started to see teams convert back to the Sven just maxing stun, because the full cleave build just doesn't do any damage.
Yeah.
And if you get like a double stun onto him, okay, great. Well, the first stun only does 100, and Beastmaster's quite tanky as an offlaner, like 900 health and 7 armor. Just once again, General showing that he is definitely one of the top tier offlaners nowadays.
And there is even a Chen Hand of God now, so it gets even more difficult to kill him off. Speaking of art style, the mech's well underway now as the 2 of the basic building blocks here. So we're going to see a decent timing on that. And General's level 6 is coming soon. Looks like Na'Vi will be gearing up for their next onslaught with the Thunder God's Wrath cooldown. So looking forward towards the mid-game, Andy. What are kind of your key points for each team and overall game plans that you're expecting?
I think Navi's game plan is going much better right now, if we want to just say that in regards to what Vega needs to do. I mean, sure, your Shaker's like level 7 and whatnot. He's got Soul Ring, that's fine. He's not really going to be able to do much in the way of deep push until he gets that Blink Dagger going. And then, you know, we start seeing an Echo or 2. Maybe they can turn the fight in that sense. But this Sven's still going to take a long time to get off the ground. He's going for the very greedy build, maxing cleave. I think that Na'Vi just want to pressure, and Vega are going to have to do what they can to just stem the tide.
So this is where generally we see the Dominator coming out. In fact, Helm of Iron will inbound to the top lane. So, like you said, it will be the greedier build. Maybe can be punished. There's a little bit of pressure from Na'Vi in the mid lane, but bottom is where the chase is coming. They're fishing for the fissure there, and Seneko won't quite find the angle. So a 2-2-1 split up from Na'Vi, but Seneko makes it back to safety. And both of those towers, a lot of aggression. Sioma the Slayer does get caught. The roar comes through, and Tart style jams it in. Quick kill there. Elsewhere in the mid lane, Dendi trying to juke. The no one Sunstrike, and now turns it, throws out the Thunderbolt. The leap forward from De'Ara. The Thunder God's Wrath is ready, but he can't quite find the opening here for the follow-up damage. Does drop the ult at the end. De'Ara hanging back through it all. Has the Starfall ready still, but not going to end up securing that kill. But they do get a kill in the Earthshaker pop.
Solo, he's going under the tower.
Arrow comes through, but Sioma the Slayer is going to tank it, and no one did find a kill on Seneko's Disruptor as they start hacking away at De'Ara. Leap cooling down, 2 seconds to go. There's the Warcry up to the high ground. And see you later, says the cat. Makes it out, buys the drums. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 and offlaner for a support, but a pretty high level support.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, I suppose, but the thing is, Vega can't really be spread apart because every time they are, like Beastmaster Vision, Zeus Vision, it always lets Na'Vi know when they can initiate. And once again, abusing the Moonlight Shadow, they weren't able to focus fire the target they wanted. So when FN goes in, he pops God Strength, wanted to go on Dendi, but obviously he's not carrying Dust at this stage in the game because he's in position 1. And then he just walks away, gets a free reset, kills Mag middle, and then they're just sitting behind a tier 2 on a Mirana that they can't focus down. It really feels like Navi's game plan is just constant pressure. Make sure the Shaker never gets enough breathing room to get his blink, and he might just die here, honestly.
Oh, he doesn't even have much gold in the bag. Poor Mag. The Chen comes marching in. Big Bird gets to work. Centaur's done. Oh, don't get interrupted there by the Sven. Art Style almost dying, and they managed to bail Mag out, but it's an expensive rotation. Hasn't gotten a kill just yet. Sunstrike is going to hit both, and still enough damage to kill off Art Style and the Chen there. So good snipe by no one. Finally getting on the board here. And, well, it was a pretty big response. Vega bringing in the cavalry with 4 heroes to the top lane. But they secure a kill.
Yeah, it's something. I mean, it's not that no one's doing bad or anything. He's highest, I think, on his team in terms of overall net worth. He's got his Midas
highest in the game, actually.
Yeah, he's doing very well. It's common to see this kind of thing happen with a Zeus matchup. We're going to see a glimpse.
Zeus into the glimpse. It's the lightning gods, and they let their wrath onto no one. Cool combo. You know, Zeus ult, you get that instant vision, instant glimpse back.
It's just, honestly,
tough to deal with.
It's vision abuse at this point. Like Hawk, Zeus, having Thunderstrike as well.
Call the authorities. This just ain't right.
It's such a good strategy, though, against what Vega are running, because they realize that this Fen greedy build isn't really capable of fighting against a 5-man push, and even in the small-scale fights, you don't have the burst. You can't stick on a target. You're either going to get glimpsed, roared. You know, if you go on the Mirana, she's just going to leap away.
And you're mentioning greed in terms of Vega with the Sven build, and the Earthshaker, not really greedy, but needs a blink before he can truly come online in fights. And Na'Vi are the total opposite. Drums on Mirana, the fast mech on the Chen, the Zeus Aether Lens. Like, nobody's angling for the late game here. They just want to get their levels and fight, and that is exactly what is happening now. Siege comes towards the mid lane, Ditya laying arrows into the tower, and it's a bit pressure top from General too. So nice spread here from Na'Vi, and you can see Vega not even attempting to defend. They give up the tier 1. They're going to try to farm a Sven stack here, but already Na'Vi rotating towards the Ancients. Seemed like they were maybe going to have a scout, and they get a D-ward first. FN, this could be big. Arrow comes through, a bit off the mark. The Zeus all cooling down, the Roar cooling down, and Beastmaster not there. So Vega will come and defend their precious Rogue Knight.
Yeah, it's nice to defend the stack and everything, but they're still playing Navi's game right now. They needed to take a good fight.
Here comes the skirmish. Dendi laying down the nukes on Solo, barely able to survive through that. But then the glimpse back into a Steady Storm. The meatball rolls through, just tickling a few of the Na'Vi heroes. The Fissure trying to block Dendi out of the picture, but he's able to squirm his way through. Zeus has lost a little bit of weight. We'll make it down into the river. No one else to be found. Na'Vi, they'll look to steal what's left of the stack, which is actually quite a bit. All 3 of the big creeps here, and quite a few of the small ones too. A bounty for Na'Vi.
And at this point, they've only lost 1 tower. Only the safe lane went down when Vega were looking to trade.
This feels very systematic.
It is. I think that, honestly, their communication, objectives, like how they go about constricting the map movement, and obviously in conjunction with the lineup they drafted for themselves with the vision control, it's so difficult to get the jump on them. They're always sticking together after the laning phase breaks down. They always see everything that's going on.
They want to fight. Vega looking to sandwich Na'Vi here. 2 coming from, actually 3 from down the lane, 2 from in the river. They close in on Dendi. Can they bring that pesky little Zeus down? They will. 45 seconds on the sideline. The Chen drops as well, and Vega have suddenly breathed some fresh life into this game.
They are losing their 2-2 safe lane, though, while this happens, so...
General just says screw it.
He just kills the tower.
Suddenly, he's top 4 net worth, and ahead of everyone on Vega except for the Midas Invoker.
But this is what they do every game. You know, the art style helps out General, and we're going to see Roshan being taken here by Vega. No contention from Na'Vi here. But they gave him an easy lane by rotating in the Chen, and then as soon as that happens, and they want to get him, like, levels, he just sends his Hawk around, make sure he's not going to get counter-ganked. If you want to kill the Beastmaster, you have to smoke for it, and it's honestly just not worth it. Because you're smoking for 1 hero, and you know it's not going to result in an objective because he's pushing the lane in. So Vega pretty much are forced to ignore him, and then they have to go for another fight, which fortunately for them worked out. They did manage to get Roshan, which is pretty big. Should allow them to at least buy some time, which they desperately need.
For the Na'Vi side, do you want to see General getting involved more with the team, or are you pretty content just farming, controlling that top side of the map, and sitting back?
I think it's a lot better for him to do what he has been doing, at least until he has Book 3. When Book 3 is available, I think he wants to come to fights because if you throw out a Roar, even if you don't kill the target, you can drain all their mana, even on a hero like Invoker, you know, Sven, Shaker especially, and they're just useless. So I think Necro Book 3 at, you know, 17, 18 minutes, which he's on par for given his farm, I think it's better to fight. But until that point, he can just keep playing it greedy. Although with the tier 1 safe lane, or tier 2 safe lane being dead, he might just stay with his team anyway, because there's not really an objective anymore that he needs to take.
Smoke from Na'Vi straight down the middle lane. General leading the charge with the boar up in front. Ra a bit closer behind them, and we see Mag 1,000 gold to go, or a little bit, actually more like 1,200 until he has the blink dagger. So not quite ready yet. And lots of Vega smoke. Smoke on smoke. Who gets the jump? Of course it's the Beastmaster. Hawk flying high. They'll get the roar up on the Mag. Stomp comes through as well. Do they have the burst damage? Zeus ult is available. They're not using it just yet. Hanging on, and Dandy will finish him off. Shaker down for the count. FN now hacking away at General, who worms his way through the trees, but can't escape the wrath of the Rogue Knight. Still low and bursted down. Aegis down once. 4 have fallen. He's probably getting double killed here. Don't really see how he gets out of this. Static Storm. Death by all of Na'Vi. Just too much team fight, and they're not done yet. They found the Glipstone solo as well, pulling Bambi back in, but there's not enough follow-up. We'll make it out for whatever it's worth. So 4 and an Aegis, it only cost them a Beastmaster. Well, talk about a good smoke.
They almost didn't even kill General. If it hadn't been quick thinking by FN hitting the boar to make sure that he was going to get the damage and through the fissure, he would have gotten away, and then it would have been nothing, and they would have lost 4 or 5 heroes regardless. So Na'Vi again proving that they are just kind of on another level right now. I think their drafting has really been on point. I think you and I both said that we felt Navi's draft was a little bit better at the beginning, but this is just the relentlessness of Na'Vi that we were talking about on the panel earlier. It's just they don't care. They just want to fight. They just want to go for objectives. And even when they get something taken away, they never let their foot off the gas. And I think that is a necessity to make these types of lineups work. Is just constant aggression.
Yeah, I mean, you're running a Mirana, a Zeus, Zeus does scale pretty well as far as the damage goes, but hold that thought. FN getting scouted out here by Dira. Had a fish with the arrow. It wasn't able to connect, but Vega gonna back off towards the tower. Na'Vi looking for the glimpse. They find Solo, but the connect field just a scratch too slow, so he will worm it out. Back away. And you can see Vega looking to spread the map, and they just no longer in their inventory. They don't really want to take the fight. The problem is Na'Vi just keep on banging on the front door, and soon they're going to kick it down if somebody doesn't come to answer. Nobody defending the tower. The ward up on the high ground. It's basically an impossible tower defense for Vega, and I don't think I even have that blink dagger on Earthshaker yet.
No, he's still about the same. He's 1,000 away right now.
It feels like that is the item that they just absolutely must have to be able to turn a high ground push.
No, I agree. The blink it's so important for their lineup, but the problem is it might come too late. Just because of the item progression that Na'Vi have, their heroes are getting a lot tankier. You know, the person with the least amount of health is still 900, and Disruptor's never going to be sitting in echo range.
The Disruptor is going to be sitting way far back, most likely.
So that into also Hand of God and Mech on art style.
Oh, they're looking for a pick top here. Multiple TPs. Glimpse comes through. Actually pushes Simon the Slayer a bit farther back, but even with the Veil and Bolt damage, it's not quite enough. The heal keeps him alive for now, restoring himself through the power of voodoo, but they continue pursuit, and I'm not sure he's making it out of this one. Tries to get in the trees, but art style gets the setup from Dendi. There's the alley-oop, scores another kill, and now no one. Solo killed by General, the power of the Beastmaster, brutally savaging that one position core. A little help from the Zeus ult, I guess.
Well, Mirana ulti actually is what got him killed, because he didn't have vision down there anyway, so he walks in invis, has book. And this is why Beastmaster is, in my opinion, actually broken. You just can't...
And let's remember how that lane started. He was behind the Earthshaker. He didn't have a great time. My goodness.
I think Na'Vi just had a really good plan for how to supplement the Beastmaster's lane. Lock the supports down simultaneously so they can't kill Dendi. Like, we haven't talked much about him because obviously General's been playing great and the movement so far from Na'Vi has been spectacular. But Dendi got pretty much the easiest lane because he had 0 rotations on him. Not a single person came to harass him in lane because offlane Shaker is not going to go mid. I mean, maybe, honestly, it would have been better for Mag to rotate mid because then, you know, a cold snap into a fissure block can actually just be a kill. And he wasn't getting a tremendous amount out of his lane regardless. But without that rotation, Dendi free farms. General gets a lot of help. Their safe lane free farms. Seneko got a quick level 6. There was just nothing hindering Navi's progress in the first 10 minutes of the game. And when you have Chen Beastmaster, and you get the first 10 minutes of the game and you don't lose anything, this happens. You just chain push, and the enemy team can't stop the 5-man.
Just look for the glimpse. Seneko, he's found another target, locks on, and the lightning rains down. Solo gets ganged up on, and another kill for Na'Vi. Like you said, relentless really seems to be the word that characterizes this team. They just do not give Vega any quarter, no room to breathe. Sven, no chance to farm those stacks, sitting behind the Zeus in terms of net worth. Has opted to go into a Blink Dagger to be able to play that split push game a bit more, but no, it leaves Na'Vi still in map control. They've now taken on the tier 2 top. Only the inner towers remaining. Vega could find themselves very soon corralled into the base. There comes the Shaker Blink, though. Perhaps this will be the engine for the comeback.
They need to be the aggressors, though. I don't think they can wait for Na'Vi to get to their base. If you wait for the full 5-man concave, and then you try to go for an Echo then, it's probably not going to work just because of Chen Heal and Mech. It's just the heroes are too tanky. So I think getting the jump on them, when they're not expecting the Blink Dagger, getting that one big turnaround fight, you know, maybe you wait a minute or two extra just so you can try to time it with Roshan. That would be ideal. But it's a very tall order. Again, the vision advantage going the way of Na'Vi. If they feel like they're getting smoke ganked, Dendi can just pop a random scouting ulti as well. And you know, in the past, when teams used to run this hero a lot more, you'd see that all the time. When they're expecting a smoke, they pop the ult, they just scout it instantly. Other team has to go back, and you just regain the map control from there.
Yeah, and they still have the Beastmaster as well, so it's not like you blow that Zeus ult and you have no way to gain intel.
Right.
We'll see. Na'Vi, 4 heroes down the bottom lane, and it looks like the Mirana of Ditya Ra coming to join him. So make it the full complement of Na'Vi moving down bottom, while Vega's host is up top, but they will be the first ones to end this game of chicken. They do not want to be caught away from home napping. It's the Na'Vi battering ram. Starts to march up the ramp. They get to work now. Zeus tiny a bit farther back. They find a clip. Static Storm, and again, it's going to be the pick-off by Sadeko. Almost instantly incinerating FS. There's leap forward from Mirana, even through the throw up in the air. It's not enough. They get the kill. Ditya Ra up in the front line, tanking forever. Is that Mirana? It feels like it's a strength hero. Sioma the Slayer, now Roar being caught up, and have Na'Vi overextended. They have managed to lose the Mirana. General's going to go down 2. That's 2 cores for 2. The Witch Doctor barely surviving on a sliver of HP. And they do end up being forced to back in the end. Na'Vi perhaps a bit overeager there.
Yeah, it was the first showcase of the Blink. Just caught him off guard. That's why I was expecting Vega to maybe play it a bit more aggressive, because whenever you get a key item like that, you can take one good fight. Because you're behind, you get so much net worth and experience out of the fight in the first place that it kind of makes it worth it. But that time, Na'Vi were just caught off guard. They had 2 of their cores like diving past the tier 3 tower, and they both got echoed at the same time.
It felt like the spirit of Havost was haunting them, and they're possessed. You know, they had to go for it.
That was full divide for sure. But you know, 2 for 2. I don't think Na'Vi are going to be too upset about that. They now know that Mag has Blink. They won't make that mistake twice.
Well, Sioma the Slayer is going to hold back mid lane. Well, try to take this moment to farm, but guess who ain't farming? It's Solo. 1 lightning bolt, half his health there with the Veil. Then the Test of Fate comes through. Solo, though, able to heal and survive. The Chen creeps blocking each other a bit. Not sure he would have gotten a range for a stomp, but it would have been close.
Hero is super fast. He also had 17 wand charges when they went on him, so it's very difficult to get that burst. Probably not the best to open up with Bolt there from Dendi. Might have been able to just run at him, but I suppose Ench with drums and phase is super fast. Maybe they were just worried she would get out of range.
Yeah, even has the Dragon Lance for that bit of extra HP.
Yeah.
So it's getting tanky as far as an Enchantress goes, but that's the nice thing about the Zeus is, you know, you and I were discussing like how the Ench might need to do a lot of damage this game, looking at the draft. We were talking about a potential Void pick for the offlane, and it feels like she's just going to have to get a BKB, or she's never going to get to dish it out in team fights.
Yeah, the only way you get auto attacks off, I think, against this composition is if you're defending your base. Like, if you're sitting super far away, you have, like, Aghanims and Dragonlance, and you can just auto attack, then maybe. But a lot of the time, like Na'Vi, they're just going to focus fire the Ench as soon as they see her. Because the 2 highest damage threats until Sven gets BKB are Invoker and Ench by a wide margin. And catching out the Earthshaker is pretty much Dendi's job.
No one does commit a tornado here, only at level 2 Wex to kill off the Hawk that was scouting him, but Na'Vi on the smoke, they might be able to find no one, and again, it's that stinking Raptor comes in with the glimpse, but no, it's going to BKB TP. So I believe his first use of the BKB there in a very defensive manner. Na'Vi, they had just checked their Ocean Pit about 5 seconds before the big boy respawn. In fact, he is up now with the Invoker BKB on cooldown. Can they contest this?
I think it should be free, actually.
And they even know it's happening, so he gains the intel.
Mag's dead too. See you later.
On top lane, it looks like. There's the kill. General soloing cores with ease.
Well, without the Shaker, they definitely can contest Roshan.
Can they do it quick enough? He's not going to be up for 40, so it seems like quite possibly. Solo Charging in, he's manning up on pretty much the entirety of Na'Vi, and Beastmaster is going to rotate from behind, but it's the Zeus that gets the job done. They smoke, they will engage, like you said, full to 5, but the tornado comes through right when defense BKB has been activated, so FN not able to get maximum physical damage out. Now even being forced back, he's going to walk past the tornado, heads for the hills, but Na'Vi are Cardium. This Fen has hardly flung that big old sword the entirety of this fight, and that Fen going to end up going down. That's 4 that have fallen. Witch Doctor, the lone survivor. General may not let him get away. Disruptor, Glimpse cooling down, has the 4-step though. He can chase for this one. Yara leaping in. They're going to cage the Voodoo Man, and it looks like they should be able to bring him down. Bolt comes through. X is up with his head. A full decapitation, not just for the Witch Doctor, but also for Team Vega. 5-man wipe now in Earthshaker as well. A brutal slaughter here. Na'Vi, you give them an inch, they'll take 50 miles.
This is actually, they're being brutalized, Vega. It's crazy because Vega is always that team that I look at and I say, you know, they're very coordinated, they're good at fighting, but Na'Vi just, they cannot be initiated on. That's really the biggest strength of these types of lineups is with too much vision, you're never going to catch them by surprise. The one time they did was when Mag got a new Blink Dagger, and okay, at that point you were already losing the game pretty hard. I just don't know, man. I think that Na'Vi had an excellent solution for the Zeus mid. You know, I was skeptical of it, thinking that it could get pressured a bit.
Yeah, we both thought it would more likely be the Queen of Pain, but it just shows the depth of the Na'Vi hero pool. Like, there's some key heroes for them, but they ran the Wagga-style Void earlier, and we've seen the Zeus now mid. The Mirana got introduced a couple of days ago. This team continues to add a little twist to their drafts.
Yeah, I really like the way that they play Mirana as well. Like, if they get Chen, which obviously first pick they went for the Beastmaster, and then I think their response was what, the Ench +1?
Ench Invoker.
Yeah,
I believe it was.
So as soon as that happens, and you know that the enemy team is running Ench, and they have to expect Mirana because they do it every game. Every single time they play against Enchantress, they pick this hero on the safe lane, and they just haven't found a good solution for it just yet.
Well, and I guess the problem is, otherwise, if you're not running the Ench, then Na'Vi gets the jungler, and you don't, and that doesn't really feel great either.
I think in the first phase, coming into the next game, maybe Vega think about banning the Chen at least. Like, get rid of one of the junglers, because that way then you're forcing Na'Vi to make a decision if they want to go for the art style jungle hero that he's very proficient on, or if they want to secure General's hero first. Because I think those are the two biggest things in this game that actually matter. Right. Because between art style and General, they locked down 3 or 4 heroes.
Oh, big fight coming top. There's a smoke up from Na'Vi. They hit the arrow on Solo, and the Zeus ult comes out, so now they know the rest of the team's waiting behind them, and Vega, they just sacrificed the deer for nothing. Oh, that's a waste of some good venison. Backs away in the end. Then Dendi looking for a bit more here, chucking out lightning bolts. He's even got the Mjolnir buff on him. This guy is spitting hot lightning everywhere he goes. Whew.
Question is,
like you said, I mean, it's like they literally 4-man bait smoke the Enchantress.
Yeah.
The Enchantress just dies and they run away. Like, they're trying, Andy, but it's just not working.
Well, Enchantress is usually extremely tanky in this stage in the game because untouchable, you can't auto-attack her down, but...
Usually have that, like, Dragonlance Eggs build.
Yeah, and usually it's like, okay, I can frontline as long as I want. And a lot of struggle against Enchantress is being able to focus her down, but safe lane Ench, Zeus damage, Disruptor, they don't have to auto-attack you to kill you, you're just gonna die.
I feel like I'm watching, like, one of those hydraulic, like, presses versus just, like, an empty can. Like, guess what? Can's gonna lose.
Yeah.
10 times out of 10.
Well,
it kind of feels like Vega are going to lose now, too.
They have an Echo available, but it's tough.
It's going to need to be perfect here. Problem is, Sven, even before popping the BKB, already down below half HP as an arrow has a crack. Won't connect, but the Zeus ult still cooling down here for a bit. I see Na'Vi, just a slow, steady, chipping offense to around the man in front. The Chen creeps, buffing him up, as well as the wave. But they're being disciplined about this one after that earlier dive. They know the power of the Echo.
Yeah, it's like we said. They get caught off guard once. They're not gonna YOLO swag up the hill again.
That didn't used to be the case with some of the older incarnations of Na'Vi, but this one feels like it's a little more disciplined.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that everyone kind of respects art style as a captain nowadays, and Seneko has kind of made his way in to the scene as well as being a very good support player and also drafter / captain as well.
I mean, he's just paranoid at this point. The man is, you know, swinging at ghosts. Sun striking the trees, thinking someone's creeped in from the side. And in fact, Mag, he gets caught out. The Hawk is scouted him. General with the blink and quick decisive kill. And now this 10 BKB pop, but he's already so damn low. Even if they kill the Mirana, they can't deal with the backlines of Navi. Stormbolt thrown out just on the creep. Sven tucks his tail between his legs and waltzes back to the well. His base in shambles. Enchantress about to melt. There's the cage. The deer will die. That's going to be 4 down, and Navi make it look all too easy.
That's a godlike disruptor, actually.
Yeah.
Well,
watch out, Dendi. There's another lightning god in town. I mean, he's actually got more kills than Dendi.
That's kind of insane. But Dendi has 18 assists, you know. He's got, what, like 90% kill contribution almost? All right, they call GG. Just going to tap out. No,
just disconnected, you know. Yeah. Sometimes you can't read too much into that, but there's a little frustration from Vega, you think, with how this one went?
I don't think that they had really that many options. The Chen just totally destroyed the game plan. Like, maybe instead of trying to rotate top and like counter the Chen's aggression directly, maybe just going for Dendi is the easier play. Because here's what happens, right? You go top, you follow the Chen. At best, all you're doing is forcing them back, getting your carry a little bit of farm, but you're committing at least 3 heroes to do that, where you only have the Chen and then obviously General in the offlane there. So it's 2 versus 3, and you're just